Hello there everybody, it's the Game Maker here and welcome to episode 4 of the Trolley server. And we've been doing some work in between episodes. One thing is that I actually went on an hour-long mining session. I said I want to go mining for a while, what's a good time, so I decided that an hour would be pretty nice. And what we managed to get, I managed to get tons of resources. As you can see, I had actually 55 diamonds ready to go. I made 3 into another diamond pickaxe, which I'll go over in a sec, and then I made them into this right here. But I made one mistake while doing it, however, though, is that I accidentally made 2 pairs of diamond leggings. So I'm going to try and find someone on the server that I can trade them. Maybe I can just trade somebody 5 diamonds for the diamond leggings. That'll actually be a completely even trade, so... But... we'll just have to see until then. But other than that, we can see how much iron we have. We have a bunch of iron. That looks like 4 and a little bit. A bunch of coal, a lot of gold, tons of lapis, and redstone. I actually had to make another double. I had to make it into a double chest. So now we have, I believe this is 27, 28. Oh no, 29 and 7 bundles of. No, 29 bundles and 7 redstone. Whoa. So, there's nothing in there, I don't think. So we've been doing a lot of resource gathering, which is really good. Now, also if we come back here, I have put together an anvil. So, since I've found out that enchantments are actually just really cheap, that I'll be able to just sit here and enchant books all day, and then combine them with other stuff I have. Like, for instance, I have this pickaxe that I just enchanted. It's got efficiency 4, silk touch 1, and unbreaking 3. That is my perfect pickaxe. Because then if I'm able to get a pickaxe with fortune 3 on it, and if I got unbreaking 3 and fortune 3 on another diamond pickaxe, what I can do is I can go mining, get a bunch of resources, come back, and then lay down all the ores and stuff, and then re-mine them with the Fortune 3 pickaxe, and be able to get a lot of resources. And it is turned to nighttime, so hopefully the bed thing will work. Because we've actually found that it doesn't really work that well during thunderstorms, that it just doesn't work, I guess. But I guess it's working now, so that's one thing we'll just have to look at. So, one of the main parts of today is that we're actually going to get started working on the base back there. I have to do a few things first. One of them being I have to actually finish all the calculations for dimensions and stuff like that. I actually have to do a bunch of proportioning and math to try and figure out what this is going to look like. So I'm actually going to go run off, hurry and do that, and then I'll come back inside the creative world, which I've been building it in, and show you what this is going to look like. So let's head over right to it. Alrighty, so I have been doing a lot of calculations, a lot of measurements, and a bunch of crazy things to eventually get this base together. So this is a creative world that I've set up here that I've been building the prototype of the base in, and it is behind me. So if I turn around, we can see this is what we have built on our on the server right now, this base with this glass right here. But then I'm going to take a look at the rest of this. Now, there were a few measurement miscalculations when I was building this for the first time, so there's a few things wrong with it at the moment. So basically what you see here though is that you have this diorite column that spreads out and eventually goes like this. So if I fly up here, you can see that there's actually quite a gap between this and this. That's because this portion of the base was actually built too tall. In here, I had the wrong measurements at the time. So this big disc right here is actually going to be down here on this level, resting on these spikes. And now these are actually also going to wrap all the way around with diorite. They're not just going to be these sticks right here. These are going to wrap all the way around so that everything inside is completely concealed. And then, so that means everything you see right here is actually going to be lower about right here. So just keep that in mind while we're looking at a few things. So, first things first, in this base, if I jump down here, You can see that I have a simple system right here. There's actually going to be a dispenser right here that'll dispense minecarts out, and I can actually set that up right now. If I just get that going and then grab a button, I can get a very primitive version of it. But basically, then I go like this, and put the button on top. So basically, you'll go like this, hop in, and then go up. So as you can see, we're taking a nice easy ride up, and we just wait and we wait. Da-da-da-da-dum. And eventually what will happen is that we'll get to a point right here, this level in the base right here, is where we get the choice to stop, and we will, just for demonstration purposes. Now, on all four of these things, there's going to be these spheres right here, these 15 block spheres. There's going to be all four of them on all four of the sides going across. And when we go in there, there's going to be different things in here. For instance, one might be a storage. One's going to be a storage one, a storage sphere. One's going to be one mainly for, I think, like an armory type thing. So it's going to have anvil, enchanting table, potions, things like that. One's going to have some farms in it. So not quite sure how all of those are going to be laid out at the moment, but they're just little ideas of what could be in there. And then also as we go up these stairs, say there's going to be a sphere right there. These will connect all the way around with bridges. So then we can just walk from sphere to sphere, or we can just walk in through this way, then go to each one. That's just fine. So we have that option on this level. So we get back in here, press this button and go forward. We get up right up here. Now, like I said before, the calculations when I created this were a little bit off, so I have the correct ones right now, so we don't need to worry about that. So then we have this classic system where you hit the cactus, goes down here, and then the minecarts fall into this hopper. So, and then those will be transported down back to the dispenser, so we just get this infinite loop of things. Now, on this top level, you can see it's all grass right here. And right here is actually where I'm going to be constructing a giant tree. The rest of this is going to be filled with flowers, trees, a bunch of nature-y type things. Don't know what this is here for. Oh yeah, I do. I'm actually going to put that in right now. It's going to be filled. It's going to be a very nature-themed area, and I'm really excited to see it come together. But like I said, I don't have anything much as far as specifics go. My Minecraft's been doing that on this world, which is really weird. What happens is that when I place down blocks, the game freezes. So you might see that as we go along. So here's a very simple version of what we're going to do. Actually, I don't need all four. I just need one side. Where did that hole go that I went through? Right there. So say, got it right there. That means our button's going to be right on there. Awesome possum. So, see, and it's freezing like that again. I don't like it. So basically there's going to be a second tree right here with a slime block in it. So we'll be able to jump up here. Then there's going to be another slime block piston right here in this area, kind of floating in there inside of a secret hidden tree that'll push us this way into this tree, which is where my room is going to be. So I know that doesn't quite make sense at the moment, and it's kind of a lot of information to throw at you, but that's the basics of the base. Also, one more thing is that we can also get to the storage spheres by going down through these and landing in this water. So we can be able to travel throughout our base pretty quickly. And then also, if we go back up top to the top level, getting in is also, again, getting out is also pretty simple. All you gotta do is walk up to this iron pressure plate, fall all the way down, and into the water. And then out we go to the rest of the police servers. So, I know it's a little scattered right now. That's just because measurements were, like I said, measurements were kind of off, and not very many things were final. So, but that is the plans for the base, and I will probably come back to you with more plans as far as what goes on with this. I can show you more updated versions of what this is going to look like. But that's actually what we're going to start going on today, because now that we actually have measurements, how high and how wide each part needs to be, we can actually start going on this. Plus, like, we just gathered a bunch of materials, so we'll be able to make these minecarts and things like that. So let's get back onto the Polley server and see what we can do. Alrighty, so we are back on the server, and it is nighttime like it always usually seems to be when I'm recording. It's always recording, and then it's like it's always raining, or it's nighttime, which, I mean, neither of those are really huge issues, especially with rain when I can just turn off the sound. It's not bad. But now what we can do is that we can get working on the base, because like I said, we have our outline right here. We just need to take it up now. I'm also going to hold on. I'm also going to see, I've got all this diorite here, which I need to convert this. So we have a bunch of diorite here that we can start using. And so I'm going to just build this up gradually. I know I'm going to have to go mining and get some more, because there's a bunch of pockets that I just kind of skip. So for now, I'm just going to do this a little bit at a time and then keep you guys updated on what's going on. Also, before I get building the base too far, I do want to get rid of these last 3 levels for enchanting, because if I happen to fall off and die, I would at least like to know that I enchanted something before I did. So I made this diamond sword, and we'll stick that right there, put that right there. Sharpness 3, I like the sound of that. Sharpness 3. That's not bad. Unbreaking 3 on top of that would have been nice, but that's not that big of a deal. Sharpness, at least, is something that I love getting on swords, and I actually don't get it very often, so I'm pretty excited, actually, to have this. So, bad creeper, no! And then I think I just killed that guy. Alright, don't know where he came from. But, yeah, so I'm going to get started on this. I just did some of the more math equations on that to adjust for the difference in height, the difference of ground level from the test world to here, so we should be good to go. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I have been building the base, and remember how earlier I said that I would need to take out the island above our base before we could really get that far? Well, I'm on top of that island. As you can see, we're really far away. If we look out, we can see a Petaman, which is also Zach, on his horse, riding off. He's like disappearing now over there. And we can see some of the bridge. Basically, yeah, as far as our render distance could go, actually, what I think I'm going to do is put up my render distance to the highest it can go, just so I can look and see how far I can really get. Now, my computer can't handle 16 chunks enormously well, but it can at least try, so yeah, I'd say that's decently far. We're able to see people's Cameron, Ethan's base, and all that stuff. But yeah, so we're pretty high right now. So I'm actually going to turn this back now. Turn this back down now to about half as far. And then so as you can see, we're really tall. We are really high up here. So, and there's our little hut down here. So what I'm going to have to do is take out this island, and then I'll show you guys at least the first little chunk of what I've been doing. So this is a bit interesting, is that so here's the situation. I'm going to try and go down the situation the best I can. Is that when I originally recorded this footage, the sound didn't exactly want to go with it. I'm still trying to figure out what I did wrong. I think I just didn't really turn on any of the stuff, any of my sound recording stuff, which isn't that big of an issue. But as you can tell with the microphone, the sound quality is a lot better. That is what the base is looking like so far. I'm too busy to explain, but that is what it is. It's actually looking really nice. It's got a nice outline. It's got a nice shape to it. And also, as you notice, there's the glass columns up at the top. Now, I wanted to explain that there, so then I can use the rest of the time to explain. This is Super Future, the game maker here. I've actually just finished recording around episode 9, I think it was. I just finished recording. Well, this is still episode 4, and you'll be able to see episode 9 in a few weeks or so. So, but I didn't realize that the clips didn't record my voice until way after the fact that I had recorded them. And with Minecraft, it kind of, linear progression, as you really can't go re-record something like that. So what I decided to do was just go back and record over the original videos to see what I was doing. So luckily there's not too much to explain. I'm eating some steak, apparently, in the past. Past me is eating steak. Good. Is that at this point I had finished the base, at least the diorite cover for it. And at some point I don't know what I'm talking about right at the moment. I really don't remember. I record these things so quickly. But I do remember that it took me a really long time, and that it looks like that. It looks so bare as to what the plans are in the future. I don't want to talk about that too much, however. But it is a really nice, tall, dominant structure that, depending on your render distance, you could actually see it from spawn. So we've been having a lot of newcomers, new Polleys coming in, and it's kind of cool because they run over to my base first. This is the first thing they can see. And I do want to point out that I do have water everywhere, especially on this bottom part, because I fell off this thing a lot while trying to make it. I remember I fell off around 3 times, or at least, well, I fell off more times than that, but I died about 3 times trying to make it. And at this time, I didn't have a good way up yet. I used these ladders. I still have those ladders on there, on the inside of that right now. But I do have a way better way up. I think I explained it in this video too earlier, what the plan was for that. So that does get put in. But you can see how at the top here, it's a very wide, very open area. The plan is to cover the whole thing with dirt. I think that's what I was explaining right there. Is that this whole thing, this whole layer is going to be covered in dirt. So then we can go for a more nature-like theme up at the top, which looks really nice, by the way. And I remember also I had this whole diorite shell took, I don't even know, a good double chest full of stacks of diorite. So let's see, that's about 54 stacks of diorite to complete this whole thing. And then there's a few more parts of the base I build later on, which each in themselves take about 8 stacks of diorite. So I went mining for a long time just looking for that stuff. I remember running around to all the other Polleys' mines and being like, guys, do you have diorite pockets that I can mine? And they're like, yeah, just go for it, And I just go like completely nuts on their mines. And they're like, dude, you took out like half my mine. I'm like, but I need the diorite. And now all the dirt is in place and it's still growing because I like barely placed it down and started to record. I put my bed up here just so I'd spawn up here. The torch distribution was pretty good. As you can see, I put torches everywhere, but sometimes monsters still did spawn round and about. It is kind of cool to see on the minimap as I open up the different pockets how they creep inwards like that. So it's kind of a cool thing. And this is the way down. You just drop down that into the water. That also gets improved later on. At the moment, the only way to get in and out of that base was that little strip of dirt that was taken out behind us right now. I'd have to climb all the ladders and see what's going on. So I know I don't have too much time as I'm running around the edge of my base for some reason. I do a lot of weird stuff that I don't quite understand. But like I said, I do a lot of dumb recording things as far as making mistakes. But I'm learning. I'm making some good progress. As you can tell, my mic sounds a lot better now than it does previous in the video. And yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.